I'm very happy to welcome you all to our Jaffna Hindu College e-lesson program. In this video, we are going to learn active voice and passive voice for grade 10. This is part 2. Okay children, you know competency level 6.1 is related to construct simple sentences, right? Okay, today's content, past continuous tense. So today we are going to learn past continuous tense, active voice and passive voice, both affirmative pattern and negative form and the interrogative form, right? Active voice and passive voice, affirmative, negative and the interrogative form. Okay, let's go to the lesson. First, affirmative sentences, active voice, right? You know, active voice means there should be a subject, after that the main verb, then the object. So, in this past continuous tense, what is the structure, right? Let's see, these are the subject, right? I, he, she, it, or any singular nouns you can use. For example, Mary, Ruan, the boy, the teacher, like that. Any singular nouns we can use. And you, they, we, or any plural nouns like the students, the teachers, the children, the animals, like that. Any subjects you can use. After that, the helping verb. Right? Here in past continuous tense, we must use these two helping verbs for was and were, right? Was or were. After that, we have to use verb plus ing, right? It means example, starting, all right? The main verb is start plus ing, starting, right? So, subject should be there. After that, helping verb, was or were. After that, verb plus ing. And finally, the object, right? So, this is the pattern of active voice affirmative sentences, past continuous tense. All right. Now, see, where can we use this helping verb was, right? For I was, he was, she was, it was, the boy was, right? Now let's explain. I was starting, he was starting, she was starting. Like that you can practice. Now see, where can we use were? You were, they were, we were, the students were, or the children were. So, see the example, you were starting the project, or they were starting the cricket match. We were starting our program. The students were starting the tournament. Like that you can make practice, right? So, this is the structure of this sentence. Now, see these examples. I was starting the game, right? So, in this sentence, this is the subject, I was, helping verb and verb plus ing, starting the game. So, what is the object in this sentence? The game, right? So, subject, helping verb, after that verb plus ing, finally, you have to add the suitable object. So, like that you can see other examples too. Second one, she was going to Covil. She was going to Covil. So, this is an affirmative sentence, past continuous. He was painting the wall. The boy was chasing the cat. So, what is the subject of this sentence? The boy, right? So, he is the doer of this action, right? So, what was he doing? He was chasing. So this is the main verb here. So what is the helping verb? Was, the object, the cat, right? You were watching television. So here the helping verb were. So we have to identify the suitable helping verb. It depends on the subject, right? So if it is the subject is you, we, they or plural, we must use were. If the subject is I, he, she, it or singular nouns, we have to use was. Next example, we were washing our clothes. So our clothes is the object of this sentence. The last example, the men were cleaning the hall, right? So who were cleaning the hall? The men. So who is the doer here? The man. So this is the subject of this sentence. And the helping verb, you know, were, and the verb cleaning. So the hall is the object of this sentence. So I hope you understood this lesson clearly. Okay, next one, let's do an activity. Let's construct meaningful sentences, right? So this is a picture for you. So we are going to make simple sentences. See there, we should take the subject first, right? The cows, this is plural form, so we have to use the helping verb were, right? The cows were grazing, the main verb, right? Plus ing, grazing in the field, right? So subject, helping verb and verb plus ing. The cows were grazing in the field. Affirmative sentence of past continuous tense. Next one, see here. This is a picture. A wristwatch is there and someone is doing or repairing or mending. Okay? So here the clue, a man, right? So a man means this is singular. So what is the suitable helping verb? Was, a man was. What was he doing? He was mending, right? A man was mending the watch. Okay? A man was mending the watch. So mending is the verb here. Right. Next one. See this picture. So somebody is filling the fuel. Okay? So they have started the sentence she. So she, what is the helping verb? Was. She was filling fuel, right? She was filling fuel. So simple sentences. Now we are constructing simple sentences. The next picture, see here, there is an old man and a cow is there. So they have started the sentence as an old man. So an old man means one person. So the helping verb is was. An old man was, what was he doing? He was milking, right? An old man was milking. Okay? So this is the action here. Right. Now the next one, affirmative sentences, past continuous tense, affirmative sentences, passive voice. Right? So earlier we learnt active voice, now the passive voice. So passive voice, you know, we have to take the object first. After that, the suitable helping verb was or were. Now this is past continuous form. So we have to add being, B-E-I-N-G, being. Then past participle of the main verb, right? Passive voice means past participle of the main verb. Then by, finally we have to add the doer, right? So this is the structure of passive voice affirmative sentences, past continuous tense. Object plus was or were, then being, then past participle of verb, next by, and finally we have to add the doer, right? Now see this example. A man was repairing his car, right? So see this verb, repairing. Before that, helping verb was. So was repairing. So definitely we know this is past continuous affirmative sentence, right? And the subject is there. Finally, the object is there. So subject, verb, object. So this is active voice, right? Active voice. So this is clear for you. Now we are going to change this sentence into passive voice. So children, you know, for the passive voice we have to take the object first. So what is the object of this sentence? His car, right? So we are taking his car. Correct helping verb was, because this is singular, so was. Then being, we have to add being. Past participle form of main verb. So what is the main verb here? Repair. So the past participle form of repair, repaired, right? Repaired by the doer. So who is the doer? By a man, right? So we can easily change into passive voice. See here, we are taking the object first, his car, then the suitable helping verb was, and we are adding being, then the past participle form of the verb repaired by, finally we have to add the doer, a man, right? Now see the more example or the activity, change into passive voice. So in this side, active voice is there. You have to change these sentences into passive voice. So see this first question. We were collecting seashells, right? So were collecting, past continuous form, right? We were collecting seashells. So what is the object in this sentence? Seashells, right? So seashells, helping verb, were. Seashells were. Then we have to add being. Next, past participle form of the main verb. So main verb here, collect. So what is the past participle form? Collected. Collected by. Who is the doer? We. So we means us, right? Collected by us. Clear? The next one, Ronnie was cutting beans. Was cutting, right? So we have to take the object first, beans, were, right? Plural form. So were, being, past participle form of the verb, cut, same, right? Being cut by, who is the doer? Rani. Okay. Third one, the baby was drawing pictures. Was drawing pictures. So pictures, this is the object. So we are taking first pictures were. Next we have to add being. So the main verb, draw. So what is the past participle form of draw? Drawn, right? Pictures were being drawn by the baby. The baby is the doer. By the baby. Number 4, I was driving his car. Okay, I was driving his car. So, his car is the object of this sentence. So, we are taking this first, his car. This is singular. So, was being. What is the main verb here? Drive. So, past participle form of drive is driven. His car was being driven by, who is the doer of this action? I. So, I means me, right? By me, right? His car was being driven by me. The last question, a stranger was throwing stones. A stranger was throwing stones. So, the object is stones, right? Stones were, right? Plural. So, were being, the main verb throw, right? So, what is the past participle form of throw? Thrown. Being thrown by, who is the doer here? A stranger. By a stranger. So, this is an easy method, right? This is an easy way to change the active voice affirmative sentences into passive voice. So, we are learning now past continuous tense. Now, I am going to move next section, negative sentences, right? Past continuous tense, negative sentences. You know, negative sentences mean we have to add simply not, right? I was teaching Sinhala. I wasn't teaching Sinhala. She was playing piano. She wasn't playing piano. So, we are adding not here. So, see this example. What was he doing? So, he's a small boy is here. What was he doing? He was not drinking water, right? So, he was drinking milk, right? So, simply we can identify this one, right? He was drinking milk. He was not drinking water. So, we are adding not here. So, this is negative sentence, right? So, we can use contracted form also. For was not, we can write wasn't, right? When you change this was not into contracted form, simply you have to do cut the or and put apostrophe, right? We are cutting o and putting apostrophe, wasn't, right? Like that, if it is were not, how can you change? Simply do that one, were, right, like that, and put apostrophe, weren't, right? Were not, contracted form, weren't. So, this is negative pattern and active voice sentences. Okay, the next one, the sentence structure. Right? See here, see this pattern, you can easily learn through this structure. See here, I was not starting, right? I wasn't starting the game. He wasn't starting the match. She wasn't starting to play. It wasn't starting. Singular noun, anything you can use like the boy wasn't starting. See the next one, you. For you, we, they and the plural nouns we must use were not, right? So, this is contracted form, weren't or shortened form. We can call it shortened form, were not. You were not, we were not, they were not, the students or the boys or the girls were not, right? So, was not, I, he, she, it and the singular nouns were not, you, we, they and the plural nouns. Right. Now see these examples. I wasn't painting the picture. Right. So we are adding here not. Right. I wasn't painting the picture. Number 2, he wasn't polishing his shoes. He wasn't polishing his shoes. Number 3, she wasn't trimming her nails, right? She wasn't trimming her nails. It wasn't raining last night. Okay, it wasn't raining last night. So see this here, subject of the sentence, it. The helping verb was, and we are adding not here because negative sentence, and the main verb plus ing. Rain, raining. Trim, trimming. Cut, cutting. Wash, washing. Drink, drinking. Like that. And last, night. Right? Next one. You weren't uploading the video. Okay? So you were not uploading the video. Next. They were not listening to radio. They weren't listening to radio. The last example, we were not making articles. We weren't making articles, right? So simply subject, after that was or were, next not, because negative sentence. Next, we have to add the verb plus ing, and finally, the suitable object, right? Next section, an activity for you. Make negative sentences. Here, I have given you the clue words. Now, we are going to make simple negative sentences using past continuous tense, right? Number 1, they read newspaper, right? 3 clue words are there. They read newspaper. You know the structure now. So, subject is here, they. What is the suitable helping verb? Was or were, right? They were negative. So, not. They were not. Main verb read, ing, right? They were not reading newspaper. Right? This is a continuous action in the past. They were not reading newspaper. Number 2, the clue words are the lady prepare dinner. Right? So now we are going to make a sentence. The lady, suitable helping verb was, negative sentence. So, not, was not. What is the verb here? Prepare. So, preparing. We have to add ing, preparing dinner, right? So, we don't want to use the dinner, right? So, dinner. Next one, the teacher teach French. These are the clue words given for you. So, the subject, the teacher, was or were, was, the teacher was, negative form, was not, teaching, right? You have to add ing, teaching French, right? Next one. The children play hopscotch, right? So, the children, subject, the children, what is the helping verb? Were. The children were not playing, right? Playing hopscotch. Right? The last one, the leader present project, right? So, we are going to make a sentence here. The leader was not What is the verb here? Present. So adding ing, presenting the project. Alright, the leader wasn't presenting the project. So simple way to make simple sentences, negative sentences using past continuous tense, right? Active voice pattern. Okay, the next one, negative sentences, passive voice, right? So passive voice, you know that we are going to take the object first. After that, was or were, suitable helping verb. Next, we have to add not. Why? Because this is negative sentence, not. Next, being. Then we have to add the past participle of verb. Next, by. Finally, the doer. So, object, was or were, not, being, past participle of verb, then by, finally we have to add the doer. Right, see this example. The woman was not scraping coconuts. Okay, subject here, the woman was not scraping, right, main verb, scrape coconuts. Right, so this is the object of the sentence, right? This is subject and this is object. Now we are going to change this sentence into passive voice. So we have to take the object first. So what is the object here? Coconuts. So we are taking that coconuts. Suitable helping verb. So this is plural. So definitely we have to use were. Were not. Right, this is negative sentence, so we have to add not, were not, being. Next, past participle form of the verb. So, scrape, scraped. Scraped by, who is the doer? The woman, right? So, coconuts were not being scraped by the woman, right? So, this is easy for you. Right, now this is an activity for you. Complete the following grid. Okay, so this side active voice and the next side passive voice, right? We have to do mixed type of question here. Number 1, you are going to change into passive voice, right? The question is, the boy wasn't plucking tea leaves, right? First you have to underline the verb, right? You know, plucking, wasn't. So you can get an idea, this is negative sentence and was plucking, wasn't plucking. So this is past continuous negative, right? Now you can identify the structure, then you can do the question easily. Now take the object here, tea leaves, right? So tea leaves, you know, the helping verb were. This is negative, were not, being, past participle of the main verb, pluck, plucked, being plucked by the doer, by the boy. Okay, tea leaves were not being plucked by the boy. Number 2, they have given passive voice. We are going to change that sentence into active, right? The camera wasn't being repaired by Jenny, right? So the object is camera, right? Who is the doer? Jenny, right? So Jenny is the doer here. So for the active voice, we must use subject first, right? So the subject Jenny. Suitable helping verb was. This is negative, right? So the Jenny was not. Verb, repair, right? for active voice here, repairing. Repairing. What is the object of this sentence? The camera. The camera. Jenny wasn't repairing the camera. Number 3, here they have given active voice. We are going to change into passive voice. Students were not attending the online exam, right? So, the object, the online exam, right? So, we are going to write the online exam was over, was, right? The online exam was not being. What is the verb? Past participle of the verb. Attend, attended. Attended by the students, right? By students. Okay, the online exam wasn't being attended by students. Next one, passive voice they have given. Harini wasn't being treated by him, right? So, Harini is the object here, wasn't being treated by him, right? So, by him, the doer is he, right? So, we have to take the doer, subject first. So, he, what is the helping verb? Was. He was not treat. So, we must add ing. He wasn't treating. What is the object? Harini. He wasn't treating Harini. Last question. The boy wasn't polishing the ornaments, right? The ornaments is the object of this sentence. So, for the passive voice, we have to take the object first. The ornaments were not, right? Because there is plural, were not being. Past participle of the main verb, polish, polished, being polished by doer of this action, the boy, right? By the boy. Okay. So, in this slide, children, you can see the both active voice and the passive voice easily. See here, this side active voice negative sentences are there. That side passive voice negative sentences, past continuous tense sentences are there, right? Next section, interrogative sentences, active voice, right? So, we learnt affirmative and the negative sentences, both active voice and passive voice, past continuous tense. Now, interrogative sentences, active voice, the same thing, past continuous tense, right? See this picture, was the boy hiding his book, right? Was the boy hiding his book? Interrogative means, you know, question form, right? So, the answer is no, he wasn't, right? Was he hiding his book? No, he was hiding under the table, but he wasn't hiding his book, right? See this one, the structure of the pattern. Question word should come first, right? If it is a question word, it should come first. Question word, you know, what, who, when, why, where and how, like that. Next, we have to add the helping verb, was or verb. If there is no question word, no problem, right? First, we have to use the helping verb, right? Next, the suitable subject, right? It can be I, he, she, it, you, we or they, right? Finally, we have to use the verb, right? Main verb of the sentence. For example, what was he doing? What was he doing? Right? In this question, see here, question word, what was he? Subject, doing is the verb here, right? Another example, where was she going? Right? Where was she going? Another example, what were they watching? What were they watching? Right? See these examples too. Was I dreaming? Was he starting? Was she sewing? Was uncle playing guitar? Were they acting drama? Were you waiting for me? Were we wasting our time? Right? So in these examples, there are no question words, right? So here helping verb, subject and the main verb. Okay? Here also helping verb, subject, main verb and the object, right? Don't forget to put the question mark, right? Because this is question type, right? Now look at these questions. Construct questions, right? We are going to construct simple questions. Number 1, I was playing badminton this time yesterday, right? Here, you know, subject I was helping verb, main verb is playing, right? Badminton this time yesterday. Now our work is going to construct questions, right? So we have to take the helping verb first, right? Simply you can change, right? Was I playing badminton this time yesterday? Okay, don't forget to put the question mark. Or you can ask directly, were you playing badminton this time yesterday? Right? Like that. Number 2, she was cycling at 9 a.m. yesterday. Right? So just change helping verb first, subject second. Right? Was she cycling at 9 a.m. yesterday? When you write, first letter should be in capital and finally you have to put the question mark. Number 3, they were having breakfast. Okay, what are we going to do? Just changing, right? Were they having breakfast? Were they having breakfast? Number 4, Nandu was riding his bike. Okay? So, helping verb first, what is the subject? Nandu. So, was Nandu riding his bike? Right? Last question. He was reciting the national anthem. Okay? So, we are going to change into question. Was subject he reciting the national anthem. Okay, so this is simple way, children. Next one, another activity for you, construct questions. So here they have given question words, right? What are the question words given for you? Who, what, when, where, why, how, right? Who, you know, who. Next one, was, were, right? These are the helping verb. Then subjects are there, I, you, we, they, he, she, it. Finally, they have given you verbs, right? Main verbs, right? So, reading, speaking, crying, eating, cooking, telling, sleeping, right? You know the meaning for these verbs, right? Now, our work is going to construct questions, right? Using these clues, we are going to construct questions, right? Let's see. In this slide, we are going to write. Number one, we can make, right, who was, so we can use here I, he, she, it only because we chose was, right? So, who was he speaking? Who was he speaking with? Right? Like that we can make simple sentences. Right? Next one, see there. What were they reading? Right? What were they reading? Number three, we can make, see here, when was she eating? When was she eating? Right? Next one, where were you sleeping? Okay, where were you sleeping? Next one, why was it crying? Right? Why was it crying? Last one, we can write, how were we cooking? Right? How were we cooking? So, we can make meaningful sentences, right? Now, see there, we can write those sentences here. First one, who was she speaking? Right? So, who was she speaking? With or like that we can write. Right? Who was she speaking, or with whom was she speaking? Right? Like that we can change the sentence. Next, we are going to learn interrogative sentences, passive voice. Right? See here, passive voice we have to take the helping verb first, was or were. Next, the object, then being, next past participle of verb, by, and finally we have to add doer and the question mark, right? So, see this example. Was he reading a book? Right? Was he reading a book? So, this is active voice question, right? Active voice question. So, now we are going to change this question into passive voice, right? See here, was, so this is the helping verb, and the object, we are taking the object, a book, being past participle of the verb, read, right? Was a book being read by him, right? He becomes him, right? Was a book being read by him. Now see here, another example for you. Was she capturing a scene? Was she capturing a scene? So a scene is the object of this sentence. So a scene, that is singular, so we have to choose the suitable helping verb first. So helping verb was a scene being past participle of the verb captured by the doer, her. She becomes her. Was a scene being captured by her. See another example. Were they planting trees? Were they planting trees? So you have to choose the object trees. So trees plural. So what is the helping verb? Were. Were trees being past participle form of the verb planted by them? Were trees being planted by them? Question mark. Right, now this is an activity for you. Change into passive voice. Number 1, were they drinking coffee? Right, first we have to underline the object, right? So this is easy method, coffee, right? So coffee, that is singular form, so we can use was. So was coffee. Next, being. Being past participle form of the verb drink, drunk. Okay, drunk by the doer. They becomes them. Question mark. Was coffee being drunk by them, or was a cup of coffee being drunk by them? Number 2, was I watching football match? So first you have to underline the object, football match. So that is singular. So we have to use the helping verb was football match being past participle form of watch, watched by me. Right? Number 3, was he doing sums? So this is the object sums, that is plural form. So were sums being, what is the past participle form of do? Done. Done by him. Right? Next one. Were you playing piano? So the object is here piano. So was piano being past participle form, right? Played by the doer, by you. Okay? Was she writing a letter? Right? This is the object, that is singular. So was a letter being past participle of the verb written by the doer, right? She becomes her, by her. Number 6, were they speaking English? So English is the object, was English being past participle form of speak, spoken by the doer, by them. Okay, they become them. Number 7, was Ravi singing songs? So the object songs were, because that is plural form, were songs being past participle form of sing, sung by Ravi. Okay. Last question. Was Mary reading an interesting novel? Right. So, an interesting novel is the object of this sentence. So, singular form. Was an interesting novel being past participle of the verb read by Mary. Okay. So, the summary, we are in the final section. Past continuous tense, affirmative, negative and the interrogative pattern. We learned today both active voice and passive voice, right? So, I hope you all understood this lesson easily, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comments. Thank you.